Hey, welcome to our this is our third winemakers / partner / shareholder interview, and we're having a great time here at Wine of the Month Club. And we have Andrew Cudmore from Berton Vineyards here.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thanks, Paul.
Welcome to America.
Thank you.
Is this your first trip here or no?
No, I've been here a number of times.
Okay, so
yes.
How many times have you been here under the Berton Vineyards?
First time with Berton Vineyards.
Ah, great.
We're a relatively new company in the Australian wine industry. We've been in operation now. We're just starting our 5th vintage.
50, okay,
Yeah.
So that's really young, really, for probably Australian vineyards.
Fairly new.
Yeah.
And we're a private company that with a small number of shareholders,
That's excellent.
of which 5 of us take an active part working in the business.
And you're the export manager.
I'm the export manager.
And you're making many gallons of wine, aren't you?
The winery has a capacity to crush around 20,000 tonnes.
Wow.
But we, at the moment, we're crushing just under 14,000 tonnes.
Which, how many cases is that?
Which I suppose is the equivalent of around about 800,000 cases.
Wow, that's a lot of wine, folks. It's a lot of wine. And we did the Baron Jack Shiraz Cabernet, right? Is that what it was?
Yes.
A big seller here.
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, we had a great time.
Thank you very much for that support.
Should we taste some more of your wares that you brought with us?
We'd love to.
Well, this is what they call a shiner. And these are wines that are basically bottled. This one is a tank sample, right?
Yes,
This
yes,
is not
it
finished
is.
off?
Yes, it
When you
is.
finish a wine like this, will you filter it? Will you put an egg fine in it? What will you do?
We would certainly filter the wine, but this wine is a tank sample, and it's almost bottle ready, and so we fine it up with using different types of filtration,
Right.
and then put a label on it that's going to be
Better than this one, I guess.
that is just a tank
okay,
sample
I get you.
to try the blend.
Just teasing you.
Yes.
This is a Chardonnay, and it's a 2009.
Yes, it is.
And so I posed this question at a tasting I did the other night to a whole bunch of school teachers, and I said, you know, how can I get a 2009 wine? It's on January 10th, and they just crushed it in September, and they're all scratching their heads, and it was Argentinian, and they said they never figured out that it was the Southern Hemisphere. So that's why we're able to feature this wine now, or see this wine.
Well, we're in the process of starting our obviously our 2010 vintage at the moment.
Wow.
And generally the white wines would become available around May of that current year.
Very good.
And the reds around August, September.
I love the color. This has sort of got a chartreuse hue to it, doesn't it? A little green. Makes it nice and bright and fruity.
Yeah.
Now this has seen some oak, or does it see any oak?
This particular wine has a little bit of oak, a little bit of French oak, from three-year-old barrels. So it's not new French oak.
It's very soft, but it's changed in the bottle since we tasted it earlier. It's actually opened up a lot.
It has opened up. It's
What a great wine.
Great fruit characters, and it's a very easy drinking, smooth, full flavoured style of wine.
I got nice lemon character in here, a little citrus. I'm not going to spit that out. I think I'm just going to swallow that.
Well, thank you. I admire your good judgment there, Paul.
You can pour that in there.
Okay, thank you.
And we have the same, a tank sample of a Shiraz Cabernet. Now, we tasted a couple of different wines from this product line, and I thought this was the most rounded, with the best balance. I guess the Cabernet and Shiraz sort of act together in that regard. This is a 2009 as well.
Yes, it is. And we were talking about the Baron Jack wine before that you were promoting through the club, and the vintage you sold was 2008. This is the most recent vintage, 2009. It's showing great colour. It's again very fruit-driven wine. It's well balanced between Shiraz and Cabernet.
Very well balanced.
Very typical sort of approachable, fruit-driven style that comes from Australia, and again dominated by the key grape variety being Shiraz.
The Shiraz, I get that plumminess, the blueberries, but it finishes nice and soft. With you get the Cabernet kind of sneaks through there at the end. I really like this one.
Thank you. The 2009 from our region in the Riverina, or Big Rivers, which more specifically is the geographical region where this wine comes from, is. We were very pleased with the outcome of the 2009 vintage, and a lot of the reds from that vintage have proved to be very well received.
Big Rivers, southeast Australia.
It's a Southeast Australia is a very general area that almost runs from Brisbane through to Adelaide.
Wow, okay, that's a lot of ground.
It's a very general geographical area. This Big Rivers is a region within the Riverina district, which is one of the key wine growing.
Is that a hot day, cool night kind of place?
It's a warm climate area, yeah.
You don't get that though, really, and the wine's very well extracted, but it's not overly extracted.
Yes, well,
it's really
it is. It's every vintage seems to be getting just a little bit better than the other. I mean, they're not always successful every vintage, but they're quite. The red wines coming out of the Riverina are improving. We're finding certainly over the last 3 or 4 years.
Well, we may be doing another Baron Jack here pretty soon, or Odd Socks. What else?
Well, that's fantastic.
Right. And this is called the Black Shiraz, and I love this label. They said these were from Germany. These metal labels. They're actually metal.
Yep. It's just really a point of difference. It's very competitive, obviously, over here for not just Australian wine, but we're competing with wines from all around the world. And so with this particular blend, we've obviously tried to have some unique packaging with this metal label that we import into Australia. But the style of the wine, obviously, is the key factor that we think will help sell the product to your customers.
Now, you saw the video of Kevin O'Brien was here last week, and we talked to him, and he was. And you spent some time together in Germany, and we can tell those stories later, right? A different video. Okay, well, good.
Some of those stories can be told.
Right. All right. Good. He was saying they went screw cap years ago, and they've never turned back. Is that your philosophy too?
That is certainly what we prefer. Most of the wines, and in fact, even our super premium wines, which come from our Eden Valley Vineyard, are now the new vintages are all in screw cap.
Wow, that's amazing.
Well, it's a trend that's been a growing trend in Australia and the UK, developing here in the US.
I still get resistance, and I had a woman cancel the club, and she was a mature woman, but she just said, "I won't drink wine from a screw cap," and I couldn't educate her on the phone like that. And was obliged to cancel her membership, but most of the wine I get from Australia is in a screw cap, in New Zealand. In California, probably about 50% of it is, and I think they're going to catch up.
Yep. Well, New Zealand, for example, I think almost 100% of their white wines are in screw cap. A lot of our super premium wines from the more famous regions like the Barossa Valley, McLaren Vale, and also up where our winery is in the Big Rivers, Riverina area, a lot of the premium wines are preferred to be bottled in a screw cap.
Right, I think it's great. This is really a gorgeous bottle of Shiraz. They're blended. This is 100% Shiraz.
This is 100% Shiraz.
Wow, it's just got blueberries and blackberries and all kinds of just fruit in the middle.
It's got about 30% of the blend is treated with some 2-year-old French oak. And the style of this wine again is to be very fruit driven, but more of a rounded, easy drinking, but quite a serious.
Very elegant, elegant and serious. Yes, excellent. I love the color. Well, it's been a pleasure having you, Andrew.
Thank you, Paul.
Hope you come to see us again.
Well, thank you very much for your time and most particularly the support you've been giving us.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank
Cheers.
you. Bye bye.